Hi everybody, it's Mitch from Grandpa's Backyard. If you remember, our tomato plants were 7 weeks old the last time we left you. Well, now they're a couple days over 10 weeks old and they're ready to go into their home for the summer and the fall. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to plant one for you and just show you what I do. And as you can see the plant right here, I don't know if you remember from the past videos, but look how big. Look how big. I told you about 18 inches they would get, give or take, and look how gorgeous that plant is. Just beautiful. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to trim. Sorry about that, I should have been more prepared. We're going to trim a few of these leaves right here. About a 1/4 inch away from the main stalk, the main stem. Okay, and the reason for that will become obvious. As you saw before, as Reggie was filming everything, this is my tomato garden. I've got 9 tomatoes in 1,000 square feet. That's what I'm growing because I want big plants, tall, and the most fruit that I can get off of each one. I don't want little ones all crammed together fighting for the same nutrients, fighting for the same sun, fighting for the same water. I want everything. I'm planting these like I would, if I were a tomato plant, here's how I would want to be planted. I know that sounds stupid, but wait until July and August when these start fruiting like crazy. You'll see exactly what I mean. So this is a boxcar willy. Beautiful, 8 ounce, give or take, red tomatoes. They grow in clumps of 6 to 8. Just fantastic for salads, caprizes, Mediterranean salads, everything you ever wanted. And the nice thing is they're all heirloom, so there's no GMOs, there's no nonsense. You've seen the process of us growing them from seed, germinating them from seed in the natural peat moss, perlite, vermiculite. And so no chemicals. We don't use any chemicals. I'm going to show you what I do. I understand there are thousands of ways to grow tomatoes, and I by no means am the guy, okay? But I've been growing them for 60 years, and the results speak for themselves as far as I'm concerned. So first thing I'm going to do is I laid these orange flags out. They've got about 8 feet in between, 8 feet in all directions. When the cages go on, I want to have plenty of room to maneuver around, to pick and trim and take care of my plants. And I also want to be able to run the rototiller because I'm 70. I'm not going to get down there and pick weeds. So got my rototiller here, and I like to rototill everything about twice a season just to keep the weeds down. There will be some around the base, the donut of the tomato, but that's okay. I'll pick a few. It's the purslane and the little things that just are obnoxious. Not unhealthy, but just obnoxious. I don't want to spend my time doing that. I want to spend my time caring for the plant and harvesting the fruit. That's the name of the game. So the first thing I'm going to do, I trim those leaves. I'm just going to trim it to there. Take my little placard out. Look at the root structure on these. Remember, we started these from seeds 10 weeks ago. Look at the root structure. It's incredible. All peat moss. You can see the vermiculite and the perlite in there. No chemicals. We did put some fish emulsion, if you remember. About every 4 or 5 days, I put just a little taste for them. So they are ready. It's an 80-degree day today. They'll shock a little bit. For the first 48 hours, and then all of a sudden when they realize they're home, they'll go silly. And what we're going to do is we're going to make it as easy as possible for them to get everything that they want and need. Okay, and I'll show you. So there's my hole that I'm going to put them in. First thing I do is I put about a half a bag of just cow manure. This is a slow release, sterile kind of nitrogen. Even though this soil in this garden's 45 years old and it's full of fun stuff, I still like to concentrate some nitrogen right around the plant. And then here's my grandpa's backyard mix that I have evolved over the years in putting together. I'm going to actually sell this on the website because this represents 8 essential micronutrients. Azomite, green sand, I'll read them to you. Azomite, green sand, oyster flour or oyster shell, blood meal, rock phosphate, bone meal, kelp meal, and Epsom salt. Okay, this is loaded with magnesium and sulfate and boron and calcium and all kinds of phosphorus, just everything that your plant may need. You may have a depletion of some of these in your soil. I think I've got enough in here, but I add every year because these plants, when they grow 6, 8, 10 feet tall, like you're going to see, they require lots of nutrients. And it's just like if you watch those commercials on TV, what are they selling you as a person? They're selling you calcium and magnesium and just all the different things that you need for you. So why wouldn't the plants need them? They do. So all I'm going to do here, I put these in little 1-pound bags, and these represent 8 30 to 40-pound bags of material. Well, that's a lot to haul out to your yard. We do landscape projects and gardens and orchards for people all the time with Grandpa's Backyard, with our landscaping business. And their garages are filled with all kinds of stuff. And they've got citrus blend, and they've got this and that, and et cetera, et cetera. They've got, you know, $500 worth of material out there. So what I do is I take 1 scoop. That's about enough. And I just put it in here. I'll put a little bit more. Now we're ready to dig this material in with our natural material, our organic material that's already been there. And it's simple digging. You see all the native soil. We're just giving this tomato plant, since this has been our baby and we've taken so good care of it. We want to give it the best chances possible to be the best plant that it can be. Give it another toss or two. And you can do these in your raised beds. You can do these in planters. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm an old school Mediterranean garden guy, and I like a big garden. And I like making it, the older I get, making it easier for me. And in the ground is easier for me. And you'll see. Okay, so we got the basic done. And then I'll just pull the soil back a little bit. Again, I am pretending that I'm this plant, and I'm pretending that I want to have the best environment that I possibly can. So as you see, I drop it, here's soil grade, about right here. The soil's going to come to about right here. I'm actually even going to mount it a little higher. What I'll do is I'll backfill it. And then I'll just press it firmly in. Get the air pockets out. Okay, and then I did this for the sake of you old folks that don't want to be on your knees too much, and I get it. I just bring a rake in and I make a little donut. Now the only reason that I need the donut is for the first month, because I'm going to hand water these for the first month. And I don't want the water going all over the place, sprouting up weeds and creating issues and problems and work for me. I don't need more work. I need the fruit. I need the tomatoes. And if you're asking yourself, why do you grow just 9 tomatoes in 1,000 square feet? Well, I'm gonna get thousands and thousands and thousands of tomatoes. Share with my family, friends. I pick them and eat them all day. Heirloom tomatoes are in season $3.99 a pound, and you're not really sure what country they're coming from. Out of season, like right now, $4.99, $5.99, $6.99 a pound. If you live in some of the bigger metropolitan areas, tomatoes are fantastic for you. They are fantastic. I have a whole nother garden down there that I grow everything else in, but this is dedicated to my tomatoes. So I've got the donut on here. I've got the plant planted. I'll kind of open it up a little bit, and then I'm just going to put a little water on it. And give it a big drink. I'm going to let this on here for a good 10 minutes. Let it all fill up and soak. Let everything just get really wonderful. Really wonderful. And the next step will be, I'm going to plant the rest of these. I'm not going to do it on the video and take your time, but I've shown you the one, and that's how we're going to do it repeatedly for the next 8. So we have 9 total. And then the next video we make, which will be pretty soon today, we're going to put the cages over them, and we're going to secure the cages, and I'm going to show you how to do that. I'll just let Reggie show you for a second. Aren't those beautiful? Look how beautiful. Look how beautiful. These are beautiful. I try to keep the leaves out of the dirt. As these grow, I'll trim these off because I always want the bottom 12 to 16 inches to be just a stalk. I don't want any leaves touching the ground. I want the wind and the air to come up underneath the tomato and come up. Keeps bugs out, keeps them healthy, keeps them happy. This plant is going to produce a ton of tasty red tomatoes. And if you remember, we have black variety, we've got black Krim, black Prince, black cherry, we've got Isis cherry, which is an orange, we've got a Zoika, which is a yellow, tart, about the size of a lemon. What else do we have? Oh, I forget what else we have, but we've got 9 total, and that's plenty for a family of, there's 3 of us living here, plus all my extended sisters and in-laws and everybody else. Everybody gets to benefit from this, and I love it. And this is the hardest part, what you just saw, planting them, caring for them. Is, if you do it properly and efficiently, it's not going to be an issue for you. All they're going to do is just provide. Okay, so that's it for now. We'll check back in with you when we have everything planted. I'll have Reggie scan it and show you what we've done, and then we'll put a cage up for you with a T-post to secure the cage, and that's the final step. Okay? All right, so long.